All right, guys, we're going to talk about this week in stock market news, and let's start off with Nvidia. We're going to look over their earnings really briefly, and we're going to touch it in with some Canadian content at the end. Frankly, Nvidia's earning report was excellent, and we know that the most important segment of the earnings report happens to be their data center revenue. It was up 154% year over year, which is quite absurd. Everyone is just getting used to these high numbers that Nvidia puts out. They're just kind of normalizing it. The other standout part of this earnings report happens to be the $50 billion with a B dollars worth of share buybacks from the company. Now, we're not at the Apple or Google level yet, but it is quite impressive. And if I was a shareholder of this company, I'd really appreciate that. That is a lot of money coming back into my pockets. And I don't own this company directly in my portfolio. I do own it in an ETF. I happen to own VFE, which is a S&P 500 ETF, just in Canadian dollars. Now, Nvidia was down around 7% at the end of day, and I cannot even imagine the amount of people who are Googling, why did Nvidia stock fall when they had a great earnings report? Now, everyone's got their own opinion on it. I'm just going to give you my 2 cents. I believe that the company fell because everyone got used to seeing amazing numbers. They're used to seeing these year over year, quarter after quarter, ginormous beats that don't even make sense. They're not comparable in other industries. People started expecting exceptional reports, and when you only get a great report, well, it's not good enough anymore. If a normal company put up these numbers, it would go through the roof. But since Nvidia has such a high price to earnings, people have such growth expectations already built in. If you don't deliver exceptional earnings reports, well, it's not good enough. And that's what happened here today. The stock did sell off almost 7%. It's really not the biggest deal. I mean, unless you bought it yesterday, you're up a ton of money still. But that's what happened, and that's my opinion. Now, going forward, we're going to see in the next earnings report if we can get back to their version of normal, or we're going to just see a percentage decrease going forward in their earnings report multiples. Now, we're just going to touch on the Canadian banks here. Now, in my opinion, the National Bank of Canada and Royal Bank did the best on the earnings reports. CIBC and the Bank of Nova Scotia, not really worth discussing right now, but I've said on this channel in the past, I have not purchased the National Bank of Canada, and it's been to my detriment. This bank really just smashes earnings reports. It's the smallest of the big six, and they're just really fantastic. They've done it again. I don't know how many times they're going to do this in a row, but anyone who owns this company, you should be happy you picked a winner. Royal Bank also hit an all-time high, being Canada's biggest company, being Canada's biggest bank, a GSIB bank. They really hit the ball out of the park as well. Good for them. I do own this company still. It's been a great holding, and I'm just happy about this one. Fellow TD Bank stockholders have gotten some news recently, and we got our monetary fines in, so we know how much money the bank has gotten fined. We can move forward with this. That's why we're not in the mid $70 per share price range anymore. Some of the bad news has been priced in. Now, we have till the end of the year to hear back from the regulator on what's going to happen in terms of, are they going to put a regulation on, slap the hands on TD, saying they're not going to be able to expand their American business. If that were to happen, the stock is going to take a hit, and it's going to take a hit for a few years. If it doesn't happen, the stock's going to go up because there's no more bad news, and it's all up from here. And we're still waiting to hear any news on a CEO succession, because I think a lot of our shareholders are sick of the CEO. He's not weathered the storm well. He needs to go, and anybody else would do better for the stock. Thanks for watching, guys. That sums up the This Week in the Stock Market segment that I was doing. We'll catch you next time.